Dear students, welcome to today's class Chemical Carcinogenesis. So, agents which induce tumors are called carcinogens. Etiology of cancer. So, the agents which cause cancer are called as a carcinogens, and this is also called as a etiology of cancers. Chemical carcinogens will cause the chemical carcinogenesis, physical carcinogens and radiation carcinogenesis, biological carcinogens and viral carcinogenesis. So, you should notice here carcinogens are three: chemical, physical, biological carcinogens. Carcinogenesis, that is pathogenesis, chemical carcinogenesis, radiation carcinogenesis and viral carcinogenesis. Then now we will discuss all this one by one, but today we will discuss mainly chemical carcinogenesis and carcinogens. Chemical carcinogenesis. First evidence for chemical carcinogenesis is Sir Percival Pott in 1775 observed that there was higher incidence of cancer of the scrotal skin in boys engaged in sweeping industries chimneys in London than in the general population. So that means the persons who are involved in the chimney sweeping, so chimney dust sweeping in the London, they are getting the scrotal cancer. So scrotal is nothing but the what we call scrotum. So scrotal cancer, reproductive tract part scrotum. Then next evidence for the chemical carcinogenesis is soot and coal tar. So and its constituent as possible carcinogenic agents. So coal tar and soot is causing the cancer. Then next third point, the first successful experimental induction of cancer was produced by two Japanese workers, Yamagiwa and Ichikawa, in 1914 in the rabbit's skin by repeatedly painting with coal tar. So first rabbit is coated by the coal tar in 1914 by the Japanese workers, causing the cancer. So reported, this is the scientifically reported with the coal tar. So here we can see the, once again I will repeat, chemical carcinogens. One is the chimney sweeping industry materials, soot and coal tar. Then the same third one is coal tar in the, they are used in the rabbit. Then cancer stages in chemical carcinogenesis. Chemical carcinogenesis occurs by induction of mutation in the proto-oncogenes and anti-oncogenes. So chemical carcinogenesis occurs by induction of mutation in the proto-oncogenes and anti-oncogenes. Chemical carcinogenesis involves the three stages: initiation, promotion, progression. So three stages of chemical carcinogenesis is initiation, promotion, progression. Then you can see here in the diagram human exposure, structure of carcinogen, then disease. So benzopyrene molecule causing scrotal cancer in the chimney sweeper, number 1A. Chimney sweeper, benzopyrene causing scrotal cancer. Second example, you can see Aspergillus flavus growing on corn, aflatoxin B1, liver cancer. Then third one is carcinogen is cigarette smoking. It contains the carcinogens. One is benzene, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, 1,3-butadiene, causing the lung and many other cancers. So this is how the carcinogenic agents and disease and where the carcinogenic agents are present, whether it is in cigarette or whether it is in aspergillus microorganism or chimney sweeper. Then you can see here initiation, promotion, progression stages: direct acting carcinogens and indirect acting carcinogens. So indirect acting carcinogens are called as a procarcinogens. So these will cause the metabolic activation is required here, whereas direct carcinogens no metabolic activation. So direct carcinogens no metabolic activation, whereas indirect carcinogens are also called as a procarcinogens, should undergo metabolic activation. Then only they will become carcinogenic in nature. Then they will act on the target cell. Then reactive electrophils will be produced. Then target molecules, chiefly DNA, are the target molecules. Then permanent DNA damage initiated or mutated cell. Then clonal proliferation of altered cells, cancer phenotype and malignant tumor. So this is how the cancer is taking place. Then sequential stages in chemical carcinogenesis: direct acting carcinogens. So direct acting carcinogens examples is alkylating agent and acylating agents. So alkylating and acylating agents which can induce cellular transformation without undergoing any prior metabolic activation. So they need not require any metabolic activation. They induce cellular transformation, alkylating and acylating agents. Then indirect acting carcinogens or procarcinogens are, again in definition, these require metabolic conversion within the body so has to become ultimate carcinogens having carcinogenicity. Example is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, aromatic amines, azo-dyes. So polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, aromatic amines, azo-dyes. In either case, the following steps are involved in transforming the target cell into the initiated cell. So the motive of this carcinogen conversion is target cell get converted into initiated. Then metabolic activation for the indirect carcinogens, that is procarcinogens. The indirect acting carcinogens are activated in the liver by the monooxygenases. Oxygenases. So monooxygenases are the enzymes present in liver. So these are get activated of the cytochrome P450 system in the endoplasmic reticulum. So monooxygenases, particularly cytochrome P450 monooxygenases, get activated. Following two requirements determine the carcinogenic potency of the chemical. So these two will determine the carcinogenic potential of chemical. Balance between activation and inactivation reaction of the carcinogenic chemical. So carcinogenic chemical activation inactivation balance. Second point which determine the carcinogenic potential is genes that code for cytochrome P450 dependent enzymes involved in metabolic activation. So here genes which are coding for the cytochrome P450 dependent enzymes. Example gene CYP1A1 enzyme. So cytochrome P450 1A1 enzyme, higher incidence of lung cancer in light smokers. So if any person is having gene cytochrome P1A1 G enzyme, then they will get lung cancer easily with the light smoking. Reactive electrophils. So first one is metabolic activation, second point is reactive electrophils. Reactive electrophils bind to electron rich portions of other molecules of the cell such as DNA and RNA and other proteins. So reactive electrophils will be produced and they are binding with the DNA, RNA and proteins and they will cause the cancer. Third point is target molecules. The primary target of electrophils is DNA producing mutagenesis. So DNA electrophils act on the DNA and will cause the cancer, that is mutagenesis. The carcinogenic potential of a chemical can be tested in vitro by Ames test for mutagenicity. Ames test is used in vitro. So in vivo means inside the animal, in vitro means in the laboratory conditions. Cancer potential can be determined by Ames test. Then the initiated cell. The DNA damage is permanent and irreversible, which are the characteristic of the initiated cell. Vulnerable to the action of promoters of carcinogens. So here irreversible DNA damage taking place in the initiated cell. Then promotion of carcinogenesis. So initiation over, then promotion of carcinogenesis. Promoters of carcinogenesis are substances such as forbol esters, phenols, hormones, artificial sweeteners and drugs like phenobarbital. So promoted carcinogen substances are forbol esters, phenols, hormones, artificial sweeteners and drugs like phenobarbital. Then progression of carcinogenesis by the chemicals. Progression of cancer is the stage when mutated proliferated cell shows phenotypic features of malignancy. So genotypic means genetic, phenotypic means physical features changes which are observed as a malignancy cancer. Then next, such phenotypic features appear only when the initiated cell starts to proliferate rapidly and in the process acquires more and more mutations. So initiated cell should undergo proliferation and cause the cancer cell. The new progeny of cells that develops after such repetitive proliferation inherits genetic and biochemical characteristics of malignancy. So newly formed cells will be having malignancy character. Then carcinogenic chemicals in humans. So these are etiology. Two broad groups, initiators and promoters. So carcinogenic chemicals are two groups, initiators and promoters. Initiator carcinogens are two subgroups again, direct acting carcinogens and indirect acting carcinogens. So direct acting carcinogens are alkylating agents and acylating agents. So alkylating agents, example is anti-cancer drugs. Examples of anti-cancer drugs is cyclophosphamide, chlorambucil, busulfan, melphalan, nitrosourea, etc. So these are the anti-cancer drugs, alkylating agents. And beta propiolactone and epoxides. These are also causing the cancer, alkylating agents. Weakly carcinogenic in nature, these are then implicated in etiology of lymphomas and leukemias. So these are mainly causing the lymphomas and leukemia cancer. Then acylating agents, example is acyl imidazole, dimethyl carbamyl chloride. So these two are coming under the acylating agents, acyl imidazole and dimethyl carbamyl chloride. Then indirect acting carcinogens are procarcinogens. These are chemical substances which require prior metabolic activation before becoming potent ultimate carcinogens. Indirect acting carcinogens, procarcinogens, examples. Number one, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Main source of this polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons is combustion and chewing of tobacco, smoke, fossil fuel, that is coal, soot, tar, mineral oil, smoked animal foods, industrial and atmospheric pollutants. Chemicals, anthracene molecules, dibenz, then dimethylbenz, benzpyrene and methyl colanthrin. So these are all the different chemical molecules, anthracene molecules and benzpyrene molecules. Evidence to support the etiological role of these substances: smoking and lung cancer. So smoking is related to lung cancer. Smoking people will get the lung cancer. 2 packs, that means 40 cigarettes per day for 20 years. If anybody is smoking 2 packs of cigarette per day for 20 years, 20 times higher incidence of lung cancer. So that type of person will get the lung cancer easily. Then skin cancer. Natives of Kashmir carry an earthen pot containing embers, the kangri, under their clothes close to abdomen to keep themselves warm, and skin cancer of the abdominal wall. Kangri cancer is more common among them. So the persons who are carrying the cloth and that is coated different containers with the kangri, so the Kashmir people will do so earthen pot containing ambers. So though coated with ambers will get the cancer, mainly abdominal cancer. Then so here smoking is lung cancer, skin cancer is causing by the ambers coated on the earthen pot, which is observed in the Kashmir. Then tobacco and betel nut chewing and cancer oral cavity. So oral cavity cancer, persons who are doing smoke tobacco and betel nut chewing. Cancer of oral cavity is more common in people chewing tobacco and betel nuts. So tobacco and betel nuts chewing people will get the oral cancer easily. So these are all the evidence for the one cancer, particular evidence. Smoking lung cancer, ambers coated pots for skin cancer in Kashmir, then betel nut and tobacco for the cancer of oral cavity. Then second indirect acting procarcinogens is aromatic amines and azodies. So aromatic amines and azodies, beta naphthalamine, then benzidine. Beta naphthalamine causation of bladder cancer, especially in aniline dye and rubber industry workers. So rubber industry workers and aniline dye using people will get the bladder cancer easily. Then benzidine, induction of bladder cancer. So bladder cancer will be seen in by the benzidine. Azodies used for coloring foods. So this will cause the cancer. Azodies used for food coloring is causing the cancer. Examples of other examples is butter and margarine to give yellow color, scarlet red for coloring cherries. So here scarlet red they are using for cherry coloring cherries will give the cancers, and butter and margarine used to yellow color. So this margarine will cause the cancer, then scarlet red will cause the cancer. So azodies examples is margarine and scarlet red. Then next group of procarcinogens, natural occurring products: aflatoxin B1, actinomycin F, mitomycin C, saffrole and betel nuts. So these are the natural occurring products: aflatoxin, actinomycin, mitomycin, saffrole, betel nuts. Aflatoxin B1 derived from fungus Aspergillus flavus that grows in stored grains and plants. So stored grains and plants, Aspergillus flavus fungus will grow, which will liberate the aflatoxin B1, which will cause the cancer. Then miscellaneous products: nitrosamines and nitrosamides, gastric carcinoma. So gastric carcinoma causing agents are nitrosamines and nitrosamides. Then vinyl chloride monomer. So that means PVC coating. So what we are coating, the PVC coating, plastic coating derived from PVC polyvinyl chloride polymer coating will cause the hemangiosarcoma of liver. So liver sarcoma, liver cancer will be taking with the this PVC coating, vinyl chloride polymer. Then asbestos, bronchial carcinoma, arsenic compounds, epidermal hyperplasia and basal cell carcinoma, so skin cancers only, arsenic. Then metals nickel, lead, cobalt, chromium, etc., lung cancer. So metals like nickel, cobalt, lead, chromium will cause the lung cancer. Then insecticides and fungicides, examples is aldrin, dialdrin, chlordine, carcinogenesis in experimental animals. So in the experimental animals, insecticides and fungicides like aldrin, dialdrin and chlordine is causing cancer. Then saccharin and cyclamates, that means sweetening agents. So a cancer in experimental animals. So in experimental animals getting cancer by using the saccharin and cyclamates. So I repeat all the miscellaneous compounds: nitrosamines and nitrosamides, vinyl chloride polymer, that is mean PVC, asbestos, arsenic compounds, metals, insecticides and fungicides, saccharin and cyclamates. Other promoter carcinogens. So promoter carcinogens are 4-bol esters. Example is TPA, tetra-decanoyl 4-bol acetate. TPA is a 4-bol ester, that is promoter carcinogens. Hormones, endogenous or exogenous estrogens. So exogenous and endogenous estrogens will cause the cancer. Cancer of endometrium and breast cancer. Prolonged administration of diethylstilbestrol, post-menopausal endometrial carcinoma. So endometrial carcinoma, they will get those who are getting the diethylstilbestrol. Then miscellaneous, example dietary fat in cancer of colon, cigarette smoke and viral infections, etc. So dietary fat in cancer of colon, cigarette smoke and viral infections. Then tests for chemical carcinogenicity. So how to identify the different tests will be conducted for identifying the chemical carcinogens. There are two main methods of testing chemical compounds for its carcinogenicity: experimental induction 1, number 2 test for mutagenicity, AIMS test. First one is experimental induction. The traditional method is to administer the chemical compound under test to a batch of experimental animals like mice or other rodents by an appropriate route. Example, painting on the skin, giving orally or parenterally or by inhalation. So they are giving by painting on the skin, oral administration, through the parenteral administration, or by inhalation through the nose. The chemical is administered repeatedly, dose variation will be done, and promoting agents administered subsequently. After any months, animal is autopsied and results obtained. So animal will be killed and part of body part will be collected, that is called as autopsy, and results will be obtained, that is carcinogenic nature will be observed. Then second one is test for mutagenicity, AIMS test. AIMS test evaluates the ability of a chemical to induce mutations in the mutant strain of Salmonella typhimurium. So Salmonella typhimurium, that is a strain, mutant strain, in which they will induce mutations, chemicals that cannot synthesize histidine. So this Salmonella typhimurium is not synthesizing the histidine. Then next step is liver homogenate added to supply enzymes required to convert procarcinogens to ultimate carcinogens. So procarcinogens get converted into carcinogens by the adding the liver homogenate, which contain the enzymes. So which is here procarcinogen is our whatever our chemical. Then AIMS test positive, chemical carcinogenic in nature, increase in bacterial colonies. So bacterial colonies, which bacteria? Salmonella typhimurium bacteria, which is used along with the liver homogenate to supply the enzymes required for converting the procarcinogen to carcinogens. So you can see stages of carcinogenesis in this diagram: initiation, promotion, progression and malignancy. So initiation, promotion, progression, then malignancy is nothing but cancer. So in cell proliferation, second mutation, cell proliferation, then N mutation, cell proliferation. So 3-4 times cellular proliferation is taking place. Then you can see here normal cell, focal lesion, that means localized multiplication of cell, then proliferation, neoplasia. Then you can see here that how this schematic representation of Ames test, they are taking in a test tube Salmonella typhimurium. So this is a mutant strain. So this mutant strain, they are adding the liver homogenate. So mutation caused strain, liver homogenate adding, then they are adding the suspected chemical carcinogen. So then histidine free, then histidine free bacterial colonies, free culture medium. So here multiplication of the cells is taking place. So multiplication of cells is taking place, which tell Salmonella typhimurium, which is easily undergoing the mutation. So here whatever our chemical is a procarcinogen, which is get converted into carcinogen by the liver homogenate enzymes, then what happens, due to that multiplication of cells is taking place. So this histidine is used to activate the enzymes. So that why means histidine is required to activate the enzymes, but this histidine is not present synthesized by the Salmonella typhimurium. So as a supporting agent, histidine is used as a supporting agent for the Salmonella typhimurium. Then you can see in the diagrams Ames test, S9 extract from rat liver is taken, S9 extract from rat liver. Then his strain of Salmonella typhimurium requires histidine, so they are adding the histidine plus Salmonella typhimurium. Then chemical test, they can see mixture plated on medium lacking histidine. So one media histidine is present, other media other plate no histidine. So histidine present media will show the multiplication of the cells. Which cells? Salmonella typhimurium microorganisms. So histidine is enhancing the increasing the mutagenic nature. Whereas other incubation of the without adding histidine control plate, so there is no multiplication of the cells. So this is how histidine is supporting for the multiplication of Salmonella typhimurium, and enzymes are supplied by the liver homogenate. Thank you. Refer textbook of pathophysiology by Harsh Mohan.